Yes.
Smoking a cigarette, what does it give people? Comfort, because you take a breath of cigarette, you take a nice, slow, deep breath in and take it out, it calms the nervous system, right? It's something that they're comfortable with. It's variety. If they're all stressed out and then they start to breathe differently, it's variety in the body. For some people, they did originally for significance. I'm cool, I'm smoking. Today, it's not really that cool to most people, but for some generations, some places it is. Some people see it as a connection with themselves. Mm-hmm. But if all of a sudden you're now in a relationship with somebody who doesn't smoke, and you really love them and you want their total love and attention, and they're completely disgusted by cigarettes, now my needs for love,
yes,
right, are really strong, and my need for this comfort is really strong, and so you have this push-pull. And then some people make the shift, some people don't.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely. Well, what you said to me really rung a bell for me, and we spoke a bit about it earlier. Like, I came to a point in my life, there was one point earlier when I left the monastery where I really struggled with my health, which I've spoken about before. But even more recently, and it's interesting, you were 31, I'm 34 now, and
wow.
And it was probably around a similar time, maybe around 30 years old, where I realized that I had two choices. I either had to slow down or I had to up my focus on my health.
Right.
And that's why I'm so excited about this book for the world to read. So how do I change my health? And that simple decision, it's what led me to be attracted to what you're doing in this book and the work in this area. Talk to us a bit about that energy piece. In the book, you talk a lot about boosting your energy through natural compounds.
Yes.
And when I was reading about this, I was fascinated because we're not hearing about this everywhere.
If somebody were to tell you 5 years ago that you could reverse aging, people would laugh at you. But today, there are billions and billions of dollars being spent by the richest people in the world, mostly in Silicon Valley, and some of the greatest scientists in the world. And there have been breakthroughs in the last 5 years that are amazing. And so, but I didn't understand that if you don't have enough NAD and NMN, then the body has to decide between, do I help the body turn on to epigenome? Do I help it reduce inflammation? Because there's only so much. Do I really help it create enough energy in the cell? Or do I clean up the DNA? So imagine you have a mansion and you have a young staff, and your house looks perfect all the time because they're young and bright and they're on top. Things break down, no one notices, they clean it up. But as they get older and slower, and then there's less resources, NAD, now the mansion starts to break down. That's aging. So they built a more stable NMN, which we have and use, but there's something coming I want your audience to know about. That'll shut up, I've talked about this a long time.
No, this is amazing, this is fascinating, yeah.
So there's a company called Microbiotech and Eden Rock, this merger of these two companies. They saw the power of NMN, and they said, if you could find an M&M that was stable and was even more absorbable, it would transform people. And they put them on a treadmill, and the most they can run without collapsing is about 1/4 kilometer. A young dynamic mouse, like a 21-year-old, can run 4 times that, a full kilometer.
Wow.
14 days on NMN, and the old mouse, the 70-year-old mouse, will run 2 to 3 kilometers, 200 to 300% more.